speaker, another person from Oklahoma. This is actually our third, I guess, guest from Oklahoma, Will Hoyt. We have Curtis from Harvey, and now we have one other person coming down here from Oklahoma. His name is Bud Welch, and he's coming with the journey of hope also. This special story is that the Oklahoma City bombing, he lost one of his daughter, so he's going to be telling us the story of Julie, and Bud Welch will come up there and share your story with us.
Thanks, Doug. It's good to be back here in Texas. I wish I didn't have to come back here for this cause. I've made many trips to Texas. I actually came to this very state house in 2000 on Gary Graham case. And I met Bianca Jagger here. We were to have an appointment. It came in on Sunday afternoon. We were to have an appointment with Governor Bush. The next day, we were notified by 7 p.m. Sunday that Governor Bush had left the campaign for president. And we had a meeting with Karen Hughes, and she told us on Monday morning everything we wanted to hear, and then they killed Gary 2 days later. I went through the death penalty abolition the hard way. My only daughter Julie was killed in 1995 in Oklahoma City bombing. And I was so angry and so full of revenge, I didn't even want a death penalty. I didn't even want a trial for either one of the men, Timothy McVeigh or Texans, for probably a month. I finally accepted the fact that he had a trial to learn the truth. I still struggle with the death penalty for probably another 9 months beyond that. I went to the bomb site each day after Julie's death. I felt especially closeness by going there. Julie and I actually went to have lunch till 11:30 that morning. We tried to meet each Wednesday for lunch. But I remember going to the bomb site about the last day of January, nearly 10 months after her death. And I was standing across the street from the Federal Building. The rubble had all been cleaned up. A chain link fence had been placed around the footprint of the building. It was 3 in the afternoon, a cold day. My head was splitting from alcohol use. I was self-medicating for nearly 10 months with alcohol. I was a smoker at the time of Julie's death that went from 1 to 4 packs a day. It was almost like I had this basket in front of me. And I had Tim McVeigh's life in that basket. I had Terry Nichols' life in that basket. I had his alcohol and tobacco. And I was finally able to start tossing those things out one at a time. I wanted to ask you a series of questions that day, and 3 of them stuck in my mind for 20 or 25 days. And that is, do you need trials to begin now? The first trial did not start for 25 months. You need convictions and you need executions. Well, that stuck in my mind for 3 weeks or so. I finally came to the conclusion today that we would take either one of those men from their cage and kill them. It was simply not part of my healing process. And shortly after that, I went to working against the death penalty. I've been speaking against it for well over 14 years. I saw Bill McVeigh, Tim McVeigh's father, on television a couple of weeks after Julie's death. And I remember that when the soundbite came on that he was going to be on the news after the series of commercials, my thought was, I don't want to see this man. However, I didn't leave the room or change the channel, and I saw a reporter interviewing him from his house. He lives in a rural area about 18 miles from Buffalo, New York. And there's a television camera off his right shoulder. Bill kept his shoulder and face turned away from the camera. The reporter would ask a question, and Bill would give the answer. I don't recall any of the questions asked that day or any answers given. But on the final answer, Bill stood almost straight up, looked directly into the lens of the television camera for a couple of seconds. When he did that, I could see this large man, he's about 6'4", physically stooped and breathing. And he had a deep pain in his eye that I recognized immediately because I was living the same pain at that same moment. And I knew right then that someday I needed to tell that man I truly cared how he felt, did not blame him or his family for what his son had done. Well, 3.5 years later, I was on a speaking tour of Western New York, and I had the opportunity to go to Bill's house and meet him. That meeting had been arranged by a nun from Attica Prison that does ministry work there. In fact, she still does ministry work there. And when I met Bill McVeigh, I truly met a bigger victim of the Oklahoma City bombing than myself. And I say that in spite of the fact I no longer have children. I travel all over the world speaking, and normally I have a lot of time to tell stories, brag on Judy, do all those things. But Bill McVeigh is never able to say anything positive about his son. And it's my understanding from talking to neighbors and friends that his son was a good student in school. He caused no problems. And he went off to a war, Bush War I, in 1991. And when he came back from that war, he had PTSD and went on treatment. Terry Nicholas served in the same unit with him in Kuwait, and he too had PTSD, but not as bad. And that's what pushed them to get back at the federal government by killing 168 people in Oklahoma City. On June the 11th, 2001, on Monday morning at 7 a.m. in Terre Haute, Indiana, we took Tim McVeigh to the stage and killed him. And there was nothing about that process that brought me any peace. Another thing happened that morning. Bill McVeigh and I had one thing in common. We had both buried our children. They died in very different ways, but we had both buried our children. When your parents die, you go to the hilltop and you bury them. When your children die, you bury them in your heart, and it's forever. You never go away. Thanks.